You've come over here and you have made no attempt to present an argument. And is there a reason that
Why make
no
it
attempt
personal?
to present an
What?
argument?
Hang on, Gareth. Why make it personal? How can you defend Brexit?
Waste of time.
How can you defend
You're just going straight in with ad hominem. You're going straight in with you people should not be allowed to speak. Why is that? Why
This
should
is a democracy.
we can't what? We can't do what?
We have a right to speak.
No, we get to protest our position. We always get to protest our position. And if we can convince people to vote again, that's just democracy in action. But we haven't done it yet. But the point is, we can keep going. We can do this as long as we like. If this is a democracy, we can do this to our dying day. That's the beauty of democracy. Exactly. Thank you for finally conceding that. That's all that matters. I look magnificent, darling.
Anyway, Putin bought your party with Russian donations. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair point then.
You'll appreciate there's a lot of them around now. You may have jumped to a conclusion, but there's a lot of them around just at the minute. The convention, so.
Oh, Brexit party.
Yeah, I campaigned for them.
How many
He stood
MPs
for
did they
Liberty. Do
get?
you know that?
Well, that's down to the corrupt political system. I heard you screaming the other day for proportional representation. If they had proportional representation in 2015, UKIP would have had loads of MPs.
UKIP would have had about 20, 30 MPs. And
Yeah.
you'd be welcome to them.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have been able to do anything.
And they didn't get one. So
Fair representation for
now
everybody.
you're screaming for
That's all
proportional.
we
Well,
have.
I'd like proportional representation too, but
Yes, we know Richard Tyson sold us, he'd like it.
well, that was for the 2019 campaign. I literally cancelled my membership of UKIP and then joined them for the campaign. I don't support Richard Tice.
Yeah, but Farage ripped them all off for the money, didn't
I didn't join UKIP under Farage. I joined UKIP under Gerard Batten.
How about Brexit party? Farage ripped all the candidates off.
Oh yeah, I know.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. He did well getting Brexit though.
He didn't get Brexit through though. Russia did.
UKIP did. It was a team effort, Steve. It was a team effort, and I was a member.
I'm prepared to concede it was a team effort. That's fair.
The Tories have only done Brexit in name only, though.
Yeah,
this is not
I know This is a
Brexit.
great excuse. Brexit is quite obviously unravelling and a big shit, so we haven't really Brexited. Yes, I've heard that argument lots. As long as it isn't utopia,
Brexit's,
it won't be Brexit.
Brexit's
We know
really
that.
shit.
This might not be the Brexit you voted for, but it is the Brexit we voted against.
The main reason people voted for Brexit was to stop open door immigration. And we are getting up to 1,000 immigrants coming on dinghies, and this government isn't doing anything.
Netherlands, they have limitations on EU immigration. If you don't have a job, if you don't have something like that within 3 months, you go back. And the EU countries, some say 3 months, some say 5 months, but they've all got that. We never did that because the Tory government wanted to maintain
Theresa May
of cheap labour.
Yes, I was aware of
Nothing
that.
to do with the EU.
I was aware of that,
Always
but
have had those controls. That is a simple fact. That's why when Cameron went over there saying, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, they wouldn't let me have it, oh sorry. There was complete theatre because it was always about domestic competency. He could have done that, but that idiot thought he could bluff through and keep us in the EU with giving nothing back. That is mismanagement. That is abusing the EU position. We could have been in the EU with some of the controls you wanted. There was no problem. It was always an argument.
and it would have cost £55 billion a year to be run by unelected Johnny Foreigner in Brussels.
Do you realise how much money we're hemorrhaging right now? And I don't talk about,
We'd be hemorrhaging more in the EU.
COVID to one side.
The EU's
You know
finished.
how much money we are hemorrhaging.
The EU won't
We
last
are
much longer
throwing
without
money
our
into the
handouts.
North Sea. We are throwing away money like we haven't done since any time that we haven't been at war. The last time we were spending money, losing money like we are now, we were at war.
The EU won't exist in 10 years.
Yes, you keep saying that.
It won't exist in 10 years.
It was that the EU would be here.
Why
There's going to be Brexit.
Why are we
Paul-
trillions in debt?
Because
We're all leaving. We're all going to leave.
No,
Yes.
Tory
Oh,
government.
The British have opened the Europeans' eyes. They are all going to follow us.
Manage our finances. I know the whole point of being a Brexiter is that everything is always somebody else's fault. That's the whole point of being a Brexiter. You blame everyone else. Every little thing, you blame someone else. We have always been a sovereign country in charge of our finances. And if they've been mismanaged, that's about the governments that have been there.
EU is a corrupt, stinking shit.
Yes, that doesn't seem to be sinking. Doesn't seem to be sinking.
Where's
Yeah.
the sinking ship?
10 years, 10, 15 years it won't exist.
EU's on its last legs and you know it. And you're being paid to be here, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Michel Barnier is now arguing for an end to open borders.
You guys
He
cannot
gets paid.
even imagine.
He gets paid by the
You
Remainers.
guys cannot even imagine
EU is a
someone doing
dictatorship.
something out of
You are a
conviction.
dictator and
And
you are a
that's because
dictator.
You are so cheap.
Why do you believe in a
Your
dictatorship?
entire
Why
response
don't
is
you believe in
reactionary.
democracy?
Everything is about
We
blaming
want
someone else.
democracy,
You
not
don't
dictatorship.
actually believe in anything.
BNP all the way.
British National Party.
You're the one. That's your poster.
We opposed the Iraq
That's
war.
that
We
poster over
opposed the
there. See the
Afghanistan
white
war.
poster over there. See the white poster over there with text on it against the refugee convention. That is straight out of the BNP playbook.
I say white
That
lives
guy
matter. Do you
is
say
the
white lives
successor
matter?
to the
Do you won't say it?
It's what he is.
I can say black lives matter. I also say
You're
white lives matter.
racist.
You won't.
BNP is racist.
There's no such thing as racism.
Yes,
No,
there
there's
is.
not.
I invite everyone to
Calling
make their
somebody
own opinion.
racist is just an easy way to when you're losing the debate, my friends.
Why do you want to divide humanity into different races?
What?
Why do you want to divide humanity into different
Oh,
races?
shut up, you idiot. No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No.
He does.
No.
Do you
I don't
believe there's
think-
different races?
You're a
Do you
Norman.
believe there's different races?
Races
Can't answer,
are
can you?
decided
Can't
by
answer.
I can.
I don't want to
Races
talk to
are
you. You
decided by
said
the
you're
racists.
BNP.
Right. So do you
You're
believe
a
there's different
racist.
races? Why do you want to divide humanity into different races?
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You just said.
You
I
just
said,
said
I
you're
said,
You
that
said there's
racists,
racism.
I said that racists divide people into races.
You divide
And this seems to
humanity
be
into races.
rather
You just said.
a preoccupation of yours.
You said there's
Everyone
different races.
heard what I said,
Why do
darling.
you want to divide humanity into
I
different
don't.
races?
Everyone heard what I
Are you
said.
saying there's not different races?
This
I
guy's
said
Are you
BNP.
saying-
racist. I know. I got it. Don't worry.
Well, leave
Everyone
it.
said
Forget it.
racists
Don't you
are the
believe?
ones
Don't you
who are
believe in
racist.
different races? Or do you want to divide? Do you want to divide?
I don't. There are people who do.
We don't want to get
One
You're a
of them is shouting at
divider
me.
and a dictator.
You're shouting. How am I a dictator?
You believe in
I
the
haven't
EU.
even got a cat.
You believe in the EU. It's a dictatorship, unelected.
Do you know what an MEP is? No, it doesn't surprise me. An MEP is a member of the European Parliament, and they are voted for by us.
Name me the elected leaders of the EU. Please.
They have.
Who's the leader of the EU?
They are selected. They are not elected. They are selected. Dictatorship.
He doesn't have an alien. It's split into four, essentially.
No, there's an unelected body running the EU. 3 of them.
I bet he's a communist as well. Are you a communist, sir?
I can shout. In this country, we have a House of Lords, and we also have no one votes for the Prime Minister. I know it feels like you do, but you don't. You vote for the MPs, and the MPs decide who the Prime Minister is. It's quite common in world democracy.
My word.
I have to put up with this every day.
You're pissed. You can't even stand up.
Driving your
Look
dog.
at you.
He's been here these 5 days, and he's exhausted, you idiots. This is
I will
just
ask
the
you
thing
guys,
that you
just
guys
wanted to speak to this guy first. If you wanted to have your say, I'm a journalist. I have to put it in the paper.
Proud of my BNP, mate.
How are you? Okay.
Yeah, but make sure it's straight to the press release.
Tell me what policy you disagree
Sorry,
with.
yeah. Go on then.
It's just like the aims and how long you think it will take
Oh look, it's going to take years.
People in the country, even though we've got
This
no
is going to be
house.
years. But the political system is flawed. First past the post has failed everybody in the 21st century. We need a system, fairer system, proportional representation, whereas even idiots like that.
Operation Sanctuary in Northumbria, and that most of them were
I'm not for unconditional.
How can you be campaigning with him? He's pissed out of his nut.
The fallout.
He is. Look at the state of him.
That's just something you're saying.
You want to
because you just
campaign
want
to get back in
something
the
to say.
EU with someone who's drunk.
And all you've got, because you don't have any reason, you don't have any argument, because you make up something now like,
BNP was
oh,
right
he's
about
drunk.
everything.
And it's like, in your head, this makes sense. You
He's
fool no
stumbling.
one. You're an
You
intellectual
must be
deficit.
drunk as well.
Yeah, we see,
Have
yes,
you been drinking?
anyone who disagrees, no.
I think
anyone
he's
who
drunk
disagrees
as well.
Yes, and then you'll go around saying things like that. Because
Steve
anyone who
Bray is
disagrees with,
pissed out of his
you
nut. He can't even stand up
you
straight. Look at him.
can't even argue anything at all. All you do is you go straight in with, oh, he must be drunk. or
I'm
he must
saying
be that,
the
he must
EU
be
is a
that.
sinking
You're
ship.
an
These
absolute
people are flogging a
child.
dead
You're an
horse
absolute-
trying to
So you
stay in
should
the
let
EU.
us get on with it then. If we're making fools of ourselves and doing nothing sensible, you should let us get on with it and not waste your precious time. Yes, it's just like,
Go to AA. Should be an AA meeting.
you're just going to go, oh, he's drunk. For God's sake, if I'm the drunk one,
mate,
how come
mate.
I can make an argument and all you can
If
do
you're
is go,
trying
"He's
to tell
drunk."
me Steve's not drunk,
Yes.
you need your headset.
I can tell guarantee he's
You're
not
like,
drunk.
you're really drunk as well, aren't you?
No. Oh, you really are a pathetic deceiver tonight, aren't you?
Go and live in France, that's the EU, if you're so good.
How can we live with us? We cannot, don't have freedom of movement anymore.
Go and live in Spain now.
Why don't you just go and fuck
I've got
yourself
this.
once
I've got
and for
this.
all, and you
I've got
immigrant
this. I've
wanker.
got this.
She sounds like
We live
she's
in
from
Europe.
She's nice, nice language.
We
Yeah,
live in,
because you're a
we
punk.
live in Europe even now. We're still in Europe. This is Europe. It's not the EU, I grant you, but this is Europe. We are European, and we are going to be back together.
This
with
is
our
the
brothers and
United
sisters in the
Kingdom,
EU,
my friend.
because
We
it's
are
for
not
the
the
Brexit.
EU.
That's it.
We- no, we're-
United Kingdom.
Yes, which is part of Europe. I mean, it's not part of the EU. I'm not disputing. I'm not making this stand.
That's
It's
how
part
we
of
like
Europe.
it. We don't want to be
Yeah.
part of the EU.
Well, you see, he at least can accept that simple fact.
That way.
Yeah, geographically, but I'll give you that. I'll give you that
What did you
geographically.
think I was talking? Of course, I mean geographically.
Don't let your
What the
mate-
hell did you think we were talking about?
Don't let your mate drive.
Scraping the barrel, really, aren't we?
No.
Scraping the barrel.
It's the point. European, and I will be working very hard to closer relations with my European brothers and sisters.
Planning on escaping, becoming an EU citizen?
No, I'm planning on making the country. I thought you got that. I'm planning on bringing us back into the EU. That's my way of doing
Oh
it.
wow!
I would have thought that was.
I think even
Even if you disagree, I would have thought you'd cottoned on to that was my strategy.
I think even Keir Starmer has dropped that idea.
Yes, but Keir Starmer is an idiot.
How would you go about it? It's an interesting one, but how would you go about actually doing that?
Well, of course.